Note to self, make sure the battery on the camera is charged on Sunday night before doing a video Monday morning. So yeah, we're doing the camera this morning. I just did a little walk around the property without really talking about much to see what's going on. Flower beds are a little sparse because, well, it's just early spring and things are just getting planted. So we'll walk around the garden here. I still have herbs available if anybody wants some. Down in this bucket, well, in here are some comfrey root cuttings. I had to do an order for some comfrey root cuttings, and I ended up with more, so I just threw them in a pot until either I need them for somewhere. I do have more that I need to plant, I just haven't gotten around to it, or somebody would like some. And underneath that, put that down here, this is pretty yucky. Ew. I won't bear you with that too much. I am making a comfrey video, and that is comfrey tea. So there'll be more about that when the video comes out. Hopefully, maybe by the end of the week or so. So we'll start in the greenhouse this morning. It's a little sparser because I have been planting stuff. And I'll be planting more stuff. A lot of stuff this week has to go in the ground. So, but yeah, stuff is coming up. We have lots of cucumbers. My grandson yesterday, we were over there for lunch. And my daughter had her cucumbers out on her table to harden off. And he went outside and picked the leaves off of them. So I said, well, I have lots of cucumbers, so I can give you some if I need to. So they will hopefully be going out this week. Ooh, what is this in here? As I was pulling weeds to plant my tomatoes the other day, I came across some chickweed. And I have an experiment that I want to do in the chicken run when I have time. So I just pulled this up and potted it up because, well, chickweed, chickens like chickweed. And I'll get to that later on. My basil's here, and I think those are a squash or a pumpkin. I had water in here to help them soak up because I'm hoping to get the basil planted this week, and the squashes need to go in. So same with this. I think this is my dill that I stuck in water. So sunflowers are coming up. I did some bunching onions and they're looking good. Beans coming up. More beans. My marigolds are very slow in coming. I use leftover seeds, so not guaranteed. And I just don't know about this lettuce. I have some here that I'm going to put out, but I don't know. Lettuce is just not working for me this year. I don't know if it's... I use some new seed, some old seed, but I've never had an issue with lettuce. So you get the good and the bad, right? Things are starting to go to seed. But the kale's still jamming in here, and the beets are still jamming. A few lone carrots there. So, looking good. I gotta pick some of that kale today for a salad, I think. So, let's venture out to the garden. Oh, I want to show you something first. This is kind of cool. So this is my pig pen back here. We don't have pigs this year because I just butchered 2 and I don't need them. But anyway, so I kind of let this... We thought about maybe doing turkeys in here this year, which I don't know if I can find some. We still may, but I just let this grow. And I don't know if you can see, but I have all sorts of sunflowers coming up in here. I threw some gourds in here that had broken. I just threw them in there, seeing if maybe they will come up. So that's what you see down there towards the end of the pen is a broken gourd. And I figured, well, if the birds eat the seeds too, that's fine. But kind of excited, all these little sunflowers that are coming up in here. Yeah. So that's the pig pen, the empty pig pen. And spin around here, hopefully not get you too dizzy. And show you what I got done this week in here. So, all but a few tomatoes have been planted. I have about one more row of these guys here that need to get in. And then I pulled my beans, some of my beans and some of my squash and my corn out to get planted this week. So they're gonna enjoy a little time in the sun. Get used to being out here. I got the bed all prepped for these tomatoes. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I was just hot and tired, and so I just prepped it and we'll plant them this morning. Lots of weeding I gotta get done. Hopefully I get the planting done so I can get to weeding. Spinach doing good. A few lettuces have come up in this spot here. I'm probably gonna pull the ones that are up in the greenhouse and plug them in here. Maybe just plant some more seed. I don't know. We'll see. That's kind of frustrating. You know, you get good things and you get the bad things with gardening. It's just the way it goes. The kale that has all gone to seed. I'm just going to leave it right now because I don't need the spot at the moment. If I need it, I'll pull it up. But for the moment, I'll just leave the flowers for the bugs. I'm kind of disappointed. Well, I knew this was going to happen. I don't know if you can tell in here, but some of my brassicas have already gone to seed and they're not, gone to flower and they're not even very big. But, you know, this happens every year. And this year what I'm going to try and do is start stuff for a fall garden. Because it seems like it gets too hot too fast here for my brassicas to really develop into much when I do a spring planting. So hopefully I will remember in August to start some more stuff, and hopefully we'll have enough time to maybe get a crop that way. I keep saying I'm going to do this and then I never do, so maybe this will be the year since I have the greenhouse that I can work in and put them into. So anyway, and we'll see. Maybe we'll get some cabbages out of it. Kale doesn't look too bad. So, but the netting seems to be working well. So, still nothing in here. Hopefully this week we'll get something planted. So the onions are doing well. Starting to get growing. We need rain desperately. I was really hoping for rain yesterday. We got like a very brief little, I don't even know what you want to call it, because we were driving home from my daughter's and it was just a mist, I guess you would say. I have been watering. I didn't water yesterday because I was hoping it was going to rain, but let's use up the radishes here. So radishes doing well. Garlic's still doing well. I still haven't pulled up those blackberry shoots, which I really need to do. Peas are doing excellent. I'm going to have to start watching them to make sure that they're going up. I got some back in there that are going off the wayside that I'll have to tie in. So, but yeah, peas are doing wonderful. All 3 rows. So, we'll just walk down this way. And we have tomatoes. So I have 4 rows, 5 rows? I will have 5 rows. Tomatoes. Some new varieties this year to try out. I did bury them deep so they look smaller, but that gives them a good root system. And I actually did some video on planting tomatoes, which maybe I'll get around to editing today. So there's a row there. I got to go through and mulch them yet, but I wanted to kind of get them in a little bit. You'll see there's I have some comfrey leaves around some of these. You can see right there. When I was doing my comfrey videos, I threw some dry comfrey. I'm going to get some more to put on these other plants, and then I'll mulch them with wood chips. So there's the next row. A little bit of sun damage on a few of them from, I think, when I moved them into the greenhouse. They got it. They might have been wet, but they'll be all right. And this row here. Hope you can see it because the sun's blocking my screen. And this row here. So they're a little yellowish, but I think they'll perk up. We get a rain, and I have to water these. I didn't water them yesterday, so I'll have to water them today. But they should perk up. I might throw a little bit of compost on them. And this bed will be my last, and it's all ready. So what I did was I took my, let me see if you can see it with the sun here, my broad fork there, and I loosened up the ground because, I mean, this is what it looked like. So I just went through, and it went through fairly easily because stuff has been planted here, so it wasn't really hard. And then I used my stirrup hoe here. Just kind of got any other little weeds that I didn't pull out. After I broad forked, I pulled out weeds and then used the stirrup hoe to get any little ones that I didn't use. And then took a rake and just kind of raked it all out. And then I'll go back through with my shovel and dig my holes and plant my tomatoes in here. So I haven't decided yet, these last two rows, if I'm going to do my pole beans on them or if I'm going to do my cucumbers on them. I have found in the past that when I do cucumbers on the metal, it tends to burn the plants, and they don't do very well. You can actually see the remains of the cucumbers I had on here last year that haven't been pulled off yet. So I'm not sure. The one time that I did cucumbers I did kind of a TP with sticks and ran string across the top and the bottom, and then ran string up across from bottom to top and trained the cucumber vines up along that. They did amazing. It was just an amazing year for them. So I'm not sure, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I gotta think of something quick though before too long here because they gotta get planted. So grapes are leafing out. Dock needs to get pulled still. The strawberries over here and the blackberries that have invaded are all nicely flowered. The mullein is doing good. I have not ventured over here much at all because I've been so busy with the other. Oh, sorry about my shadow here. Can move this up here. Oh, really gotta weed these. Oh, look I have little gooseberries. Can you see? Because I can't see. Hopefully you can see. I gotta pull these weeds here so they can get some sun. The comfrey is flowering. That's good. And these gooseberries in here are getting blocked by the comfrey, so I'll have to do something about this. I gotta get these weeds pulled here. They're starting to go to seed grass. I think it's a rye or something like that. So all the strawberries are starting to set fruit. Can you see down there? Yep. Starting to set fruit. It's exciting. Maybe next week's video they will be starting to turn red. Oh, so many strawberry flowers. So excited. Get some in the freezer this year. That'll be great. Not a big jam person. Basically because I don't eat bread very often, so I don't do jam very much, but I do like strawberries. And the blueberries. The flowers on this plant. Flowers on the other plants are still there, but the flowers on this plant have started to dry up, and hopefully we'll have some fruit starting to form here. So, yeah, these comfrey are getting huge. About time to step them down. I'm kind of glad that they're flowering this week because I'm going to finish up my video. So, I did get more wood chips, if you can see there. Yay, thanks Jay. And I spread a little bit over here. I threw down some more rhubarb leaves yesterday. I picked over 8 pounds of rhubarb on Saturday. Gave 4 to my daughter, and the other I have in my refrigerator to make some more rhubarb crisp and probably freeze the rest of it. This is new. I can get around me. Can you see what has come up in my potato bed? Yes, the potatoes have popped through. I do need to get some more wood chips there on the edge because it's really close to the edge there, but I gotta follow that in with wood chips anyway. But yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's quite a few in there. So it's always exciting when plants first pop up. So the taters are doing well. So the rhubarb is still jamming. I went through and pulled out like all the really big stalks that I could find and I could get to, and I still see some more in there that I missed. So the oregano bush. So over here, let me get over here so we're not in the sun. My peppers are in. They're a little close, but maybe not. Peppers like to be kind of close to each other, I've noticed. So, but they can get big too. I've had some get really big. So we'll see how they do. I was going to put some in the greenhouse, and I may still transplant a couple of them into the greenhouse. But at the moment, they really wouldn't get enough sun because of the shelves being down. So we'll just let them go. The beans are going to go in here this week. The onions are doing well. Weed need to weed. Let's see if I can find some, if you can pick it up, some beets. Yep. See them right here. You gotta get in here and weed. They're coming. And the carrots, let's see. Yep, I got carrots coming. Yes. Carrot there. So they're coming. So I do have to go through here and water today because I don't think we're going to get any rain today. Maybe Wednesday, forecast is saying. Rest of the garlic. My mystery plant starting to get a bud. If you know what this is, comment below, would you? My app says it's tarragon, but I know I did not plant tarragon. And it could be a psyllium or something else, I forget what. But we'll see what the flower looks like when it comes up. Get some more flowers planted in here today, hopefully, or this week anyway. So, yeah, despite the lack of rain, stuff is growing. Not too bad. So, it's nice to go back and look and see how things have changed from week to week. So, next week, hopefully, I'll have a good chunk of everything else planted. And I'll show you what I'm doing with my corn. So, I think that's about it. Have a good day.